Now it's time for multi-platforming and Wombat's Overwatch Onslaught and news and stuff. A lot of Overwatch news this week, Wombat.
Wonderful.
Overwatch has hit the $1 billion mark, Wombat. What do you say about that?
I'm surprised that anyone cares about this garbage game, but I'm glad that you play it.
I'm not surprised. It's a phenomenon. And it's And it's a quality title.
No, that's Will Smith, not Hammer. Stay on theme.
Yeah. So that's a big deal for Activision. That seems to be money well spent for them, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down any. If anything, it's seems to be gaining users. And also, there's have you heard about this Overwatch League they're trying to set up? That Activision is trying to set up. They're trying to set up an official Overwatch League, and they're selling franchises right now. Well, they're trying to sell franchises. But it seems like the minimum buy-in to get a city-specific franchise for this league is $20 million. And in the bigger markets, it's going to be more than that. But they don't seem to be getting a lot of takers because
that's $20 million.
Because it's $20 million. And not just that, it seems like the terms of the deal are also not that favorable. Like in terms of the revenue sharing, and if you want
the fact that you have to pay them $20 million
and the $20 million, and if you want to sell your team, then Activision gets
somebody has to pay you $20 million to break even,
and then Activision gets 25% of that, of whatever you sell your team for. So, yeah, I mean, Activision says that everything's still on schedule, but I don't know. It's this article on ESPN seems to hint that it's not going that well and that it might be delayed because it's supposed to start this year. I would go to watch an Overwatch event at a stadium. I would do that, even though I'm 43 years old. I wouldn't feel that.
I would watch it on TV. Sometimes they show that stuff on TV.
Yeah,
like Spike. They show that stuff.
People get into that shit, though. I'd like to check out see what the crowd is like compared to a hockey game, for example, which is something else I've seen in a stadium. So I don't know. I'm into it. Wombat, this is some big news that you're probably very interested in about the future of Mass Effect. Have you read about this?
I did read up on this. It's sad. I have to be close to 80 hours or maybe more into Andromeda. I'm at the point in the game now, though, where I have one story mission left. Like, it gives you that warning before you start it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you sure you don't want to do any more side missions before you start this? So I've been doing, just finishing out any little side missions I want to do. I probably could finish that game in another hour if I wanted to, but I'm enjoying it too much. I'll be perfectly honest.
Well, you didn't say what the sad news was.
Oh yeah, they downsized the staff, and they're putting the franchise on hold.
Right.
Which is kind of a bummer.
I think
they kind of did that when they killed Shepard.
Yeah, we talked about that previously.
Right.
How, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I know actually it's funny because a lot of people when we talked about that said that that's the last thing they want them to do is bring back Shepard. But I'm going to say that the next BioWare game comes out in 2018. So I'm going to say by 2020, when we have if we have another Mass Effect game, they're probably trying to figure out how to get Shepard back into that franchise. That's my guess. But I don't think we're going to see Andromeda again.
What?
Or
I don't even know what Andromeda is. Like, there's a problem with this game. Like, nobody knows any of these characters or what it is, when it takes place, how it relates to the other Mass Effect.
So it takes place before Mass Effect 3. It may even take place before the first Mass Effect, or maybe between Mass Effect 1
You've played this game for 80 hours and you can't even answer this question.
Well, I'm trying to gauge the timeline. So basically, you're like on an arc, and you traveled for 600. Like Noah's Ark.
Gathering the animals up from space?
Yeah, but it's humans and Krogans and the other ones.
The blue ones.
Yeah, the blue ones, the Asari. And you've been in stasis for 600 years. and you're supposed to wake up in this other galaxy, Andromeda, and repopulate the species on these paradise planets. But when you
Just
get there,
boning everybody.
exactly, you find out that these planets that were supposed to be paradise planets are actually garbage planets. And you have to figure out why are these planets all garbage planets now? And you meet the races that live there, and you screw some people, and you shoot a lot of people. That's kind of it.
Why don't you just tell me why these planets are garbage planets?
Yeah, these are garbage planets. What the fuck is going on?
Don't you think what sort of killed this game and what led to
And you're the
this...
Pathfinder.
Right.
Instead of a Spectre, you're the Pathfinder.
Is it so much that Shepard isn't in the game what really hurt this game, or was it the dank memes that killed this game about the wonky animation?
I think that hurt it, but it was hurting before that.
Yeah.
It
I
just
think
did
it's
not have the buzz.
I think the dank memes definitely hurt it a lot, maybe more than not having Shepard. Like if this game came out and it looked amazing and was technically perfect,
Yeah.
I think it would have had a much better reception, of course. But it wasn't, and it definitely hurt a very fun game. I think that they overthought the open world concept when if they did something that was probably a little bit more like Dragon Age Inquisition, where things were a little more insular, it might have worked better. One big open world, we talked about this before, is better than 6 different open worlds. Especially when, you have to sit through 4 or 5 loading screens to do a mission that should take like a minute and a half.
I mean, I remember when Mass Effect was and even the second one they were revealed at E3. And I don't remember really seeing a more impressive technical display at that time. And it was pretty jaw-dropping. I remember sitting in those presentations just being amazed and like at just the quality of the visuals and the set piece, the quality of the set pieces. And I think that was sort of the calling card of the Mass Effect series. And when word got out that this game was not up to snuff in that department, people were like, "Oh, that's not a good sign."
But some of those elements are there. Like when there are these, like, they're basically each planet, it's the same one on each one, but there's this big boss that you have to kill.
Okay.
And that's kind of cool every time. And, so some of the infiltration going into like a base and killing all the main bad guys, that could be fun every time too. The loyalty missions they're not as good as Mass Effect 3, but they're somewhat decent. They're not bad. But but the combat is still very good. It has really good combat. The weapon variations are very good. There's a lot of different types of weapons in each class set. And there's a lot of powers, and there's a lot of figuring out, what you like and what you don't like. And they make it fairly easy to respec your character, too. I was playing, I'm level 52 in this game, and I just respect my character and went from being a pure soldier to being something that's completely balanced just because I wanted to see what that was like. And it was, it didn't cost a lot of in-game currency to do so. So it does a lot right. It's a very fun game. It's a very... I use this as an example. It's a good escapist game. It's very easy to relax into. It's not overly difficult, but it's not too easy. It just, again, there's a lot of time doing nothing. That's bad. Too many load screens on certain missions. Too many missions that take you to various planets for no good reason. So...
I'll play it sometime,
I don't know.
I think.
You'll play it.
That's what
Shipwreck
everybody's
owns
saying.
it.
I know.
It's sitting over there on my shelf. It'll get.
Well, you bought it
played.
at least. They got your money.
I did. Because I pre-ordered it a long time ago.
Once the word is out about a game, it's tough for these games to rebound. The game industry, like the first 2 weeks, that's where all the sales happen. And when you have these GIFs going around with wonky eyeballs and weird walking, that's going to turn a lot of people off, and you can kiss those sales goodbye.
A new patch came out today. Another one.
There's a new patch. Another new patch?
Yeah, it came out today.
Uh-oh. We lost
No
one back.
longer a part of this patch. One of the problems was
Well, I'm
every
back.
time I would go on the ship, they would tell me I have new email. They finally fixed that with a patch.
I see. Well, I didn't hear anything you said, but that's okay.
No, that's all right.
I'm sure it was
I'm
good.
sure it was all good stuff.
Yes, I agree.
Wow.
I 100%.